Now at 5, a suspect who was wounded by Salt Lake City police officers following a car chase last week has died from those injuries. Plus, hundreds gather in Salt Lake City today to rally for women's rights in Iran and Afghanistan. And NATO countries approve billions of dollars worth of weapons for Ukraine, but there's still some debate over sending German-made tanks to the front lines.
Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Rick Aaron. Thank you for being with us. We begin tonight with an update on the suspect who police shot following a car chase in northwest Salt Lake City last week. Today, the Salt Lake City Police Department announced the suspect has died after a week in the hospital. They say that in the early morning hours of January 13th, officers spotted two suspects with felony warrants in a car and attempted to pull it over, but the driver took off, eventually crashing into a parked vehicle near 600 North and Starcrest Drive. That's just east of Interstate 215 near Salt Lake International Airport. Now, police claim when the driver got out and ran toward a house, 3 officers shot at the suspect. Those officers remain on administrative leave because of the ongoing investigation. SLCPD spokesman Brent Weisberg says they believe that suspect was armed at the time. Police have not released the name or age of the suspect. A passenger in that car surrendered without incident. Meanwhile, in Emery County, one man is dead after a head-on crash between a semi-truck and a car early this morning. According to the Utah Highway Patrol, that crash happened on Highway 6 near Green River when a black car crossed the center line and crashed head-on into an oncoming semi-truck around 6:20 a.m. The crash killed the driver of the black car, but troopers say the driver of the semi was not injured. Parts of Highway 6 were shut down near the Interstate 70 junction this morning as troopers investigated that crash. Elsewhere, trauma caregivers from American Fork Hospital are teaming up with the Lone Peak Fire Department to raise awareness about sledding safety. Representatives from the hospital handed out 50 free helmets to kids at Tibble Fork Reservoir today. That's a popular sledding area in American Fork Canyon. Now, while wearing a helmet may not prevent every injury while sledding, experts say that helmets can significantly reduce the number of serious head injuries. All right, time now to check in with meteorologist Nate Larson. A mixture of sun and clouds today, but I understand our next storm is already on its way.
Yeah, we had a little bit of low-level stratus clouds kind of hanging on, Rick, and there was a few light snow flurries. But yeah, a lot of that's cleared out. We're seeing sunshine out there with, as you mentioned, another system on the way. Let's give you a shot right now. This is West Valley, Neil Armstrong Academy, looking out over the Wasatch Range. Still see some of those low-level clouds kind of hugging the mountain ranges off to the bottom of the screen there. Boy, it's cold. Temperatures across the Beehive State, just 5 degrees in Vernal right now, looking at 31 in Salt Lake, 28 in Provo. Good afternoon. Cedar City 27, 45 in St. George, 37 in Lake Powell, 26 in Moab. We've got a cold northerly flow. Logan just 26 degrees. Or was that 19? I guess I clicked it too fast before I actually read the number there. Northerly flow is why we're so cold. High pressure is in place. Here's our next storm system, though, a trough of low pressure moving in off of the Pacific Ocean. It's going to tap into very cold Arctic air, and so temperatures are going to stay cold with this next batch of weather that's going to be moving through, and it will bring a little bit of light snow shower activity for Sunday. So hourly forecast showing temperatures along the Wasatch Front, Salt Lake about 33 as you head out. Light winds as well. Temperatures are dropping back into the 20s. We're going to be colder than normal into the overnight low, so a perfect setup for some snow tomorrow. So we'll talk more about timing, but even though we are going to see light accumulation, it will surely slick up the roadways as temperatures are frigid into tomorrow morning as well. More on the full forecast coming up. Rick?
Thank you very much, Nate. Now, despite the cold temperatures, some Utahns stood in solidarity with the women of Iran and Afghanistan today, gathering at Salt Lake City's Washington Square Park for a demonstration. ABC4's Annika Johns joins us live from the newsroom with more. Annika?
That's right, Rick. So multiple protests across Iran have broken out since a 22-year-old student died while in Iran morality police custody. The Salt Lake City Free Iran Group, Utah Women's Democratic Club, and Utah state officials all came together to show their support for the people and protesters in these countries.
till the time to make sure that we get our rights, we get the freedom we desire and we want.
Many refugees have already made their way from Afghanistan and Iran to Utah, where they are currently living in hopes that the Taliban will loosen their restrictions. Reporting live from the newsroom, Annika Johns, ABC4 News.
Thank you, Annika. Turning to national news now, actor Alec Baldwin is preparing to fight back against involuntary manslaughter charges in the shooting death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins on the set of his film Rust. ABC's Mola Longi has more.
New questions surrounding the continued production of Rust after criminal charges brought against the film's lead actor, Alec Baldwin, and armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed. The Santa Fe, New Mexico district attorney announcing Thursday both Baldwin and Gutierrez-Reed will be charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in the 2021 fatal shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins.
There are a series of events that could have stopped the negligent act, that could have stopped that accident, and nobody did anything on that set to stop that.
TheDailyMail.com releasing a new video of Baldwin stepping out for the first time since those charges were announced. Rust had been set to restart production this month, according to the New York Times, citing an unnamed source. As of Thursday, the movie was still on track to be completed, with Mr. Baldwin in the lead role and Joel Souza, who was wounded in the shooting, returning as director. The Times also reporting that the project will have new safety protocols, including safety supervisors and no live ammunition. Hutchins' husband, who will now executive produce the film as part of a wrongful death settlement, even stating back in October that he intended to have all the original principal players on board. Those prospects now seemingly unclear. The family's attorney this week saying, "We support the charges and fervently hope the justice system works to protect the public and hold accountable those who break the law."
Nothing about these charges or expected charges prevents Alec Baldwin from being a part of the movie.
Months after the incident, Baldwin asserting to our George Stephanopoulos he did not pull the trigger.
It wasn't in the script for the trigger to be pulled.
Well, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
Baldwin's attorney reacting to the charges, saying the actor relied on the professionals with whom he worked, who assured him the gun did not have live rounds. "We will fight these charges and we will win." Gutierrez-Reed's attorney saying these charges are the result of a very flawed investigation and an inaccurate understanding of the full facts. Hannah will be exonerated of wrongdoing by a jury. The production company behind Rust has not yet commented on the film's future.
Coming up, the city of Memphis fires 5 police officers after a traffic stop turned deadly. Now family members of the 29-year-old victim are reacting.